Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 20, Unmasking the Masked Pharaoh. Thank you so much for joining us, and now let's bring in our wonderful cast. We have Shane as Umbromancer Zavid.
I am back once again. I'm ready to kill a guy.
And Elliot as Reese Guiltleaf, the Heartseeker.
It's too fucking hot for Reese's wig today.
And yet you're from the desert. And Khan will not be with us today. She's feeling a little under the weather. But as always, I'm Lumbee Bronzearm and will be your DM for today. Last time, Lux Et Umbra had regrouped upon the Windseeker. In the ship's belly, Lux Et Umbra and the Windseekers discussed their plans going forward in Osirion. It was determined that the Dread Cabal definitely has the blood of Eredril, likely has the blood of Mythonar, and possibly has the blood of Dany Arion. Finding Cyrenulia, the remaining lost Arion sibling, is of the utmost importance. When morning came, Zavid woke up on the wrong side of Triaxis the Wanderer, making him irritable and pushy against his new friend Gunnar. Pushing through it, Zavid convinced Gunnar to keep a wide berth for the day and had Anyanka make him some coffee. As he and Reese shared breakfast, Zavid noticed Khan was far more distracted than usual. Sitting in front of a chalkboard, Khan and Pipette were having a complex, in-depth discussion about powerful magics. This concerned Zavid, who pulled aside Pipette, the physical manifestation of the goddess Lao Shu Po, and asked if perhaps she isn't giving Khan too much power too quickly. The deific rat explained that all available means must be used to prevent the escape of Rovagug, including perhaps bringing Pipette back to the Mordant Spire, scene of her apotheosis, the location where the deity Akavna fell to Golarion, where a normal rat feasted upon godflesh, where a tower reached to the gods themselves, yearning for the stars. After breakfast, our heroes put the final finishing repairs upon the Windseeker and took off from the summit of Zifon Ra. Into the wild blue yonder they flew, sand dunes far beneath their feet. Searching for a lost necropolis would have been fruitless were it not for the detailed map obtained by Ilkana Alinor. Spotted off the port bow, Zavid, Khan, and Reese flew their mounts down to investigate. A pyramid-shaped necropolis was hidden among the dunes. Reese's quickly developing skill at translating the ancient Osiriani language came in handy, as it turned out they had discovered the tomb of Jetrieti I, the masked pharaoh, and successor to Ma'at, the song pharaoh. His epitaphs all warned that his reign must be forgotten and his soul must not enter Nephthys' boneyard. More legends from the First War were gleaned from within the tomb, and a few magical items to boot. Within the pyramid's depths, one last warning of carved stone stood before Lux Et Umbra. Coalescing his ghoulish shadow magic into himself, Zavid grew massively in size, ripping away the granite slab with his newfound cabreric strength. Within sat a massive lacquered wood sarcophagus trimmed with gold. Its lid shook as it was shoved aside, and the transmuted undead body of a jackal-headed pharaoh arose. That's about where we're coming in today. However, before that, we come in within the infinite void once more. A massive sheet sits before you of parchment. Huge cards as big as a basketball court lay before you, each with a picture of a different god. The massive figure of Baba Yaga once again looks down upon you with flowers in her hair. She says, "Welcome back, players. It has been too long."
Quite too long.
I believe this week it is Elliot's turn to pick a card. Is
Me?
it not? Why, yes. Please come forward.
Ooh woo. Okay. So I am very much influenced by a beautiful woman this week. And she's actually been influencing me for months. But what's great is she's directed me towards one card that she says that we seem to be afraid of. I don't know why that would be. Yeah. So
it is good to face one's fears.
It is. And I believe that would be God, is that and is that Lamashutu that it is? By the way, out of character.
You were requested the one on the bottom right.
Bottom right. Oh, it was Urgathoa.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
like,
that's-
hey, you want to go for the mother of monsters?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Okay. Yeah. You
All the
know,
cards are fun. I don't care.
it's true. Okay, back in character. So, back in character, myself in character, that's
I was
Yeah,
gonna
as
say, you're
yourself.
you. You can.
Me.
Hey, listen, we're here. Baba Yaga's right there. We can just talk. It's all right.
That
We
is
can
true.
discuss.
That is true. I just have to put intelligent alien braid on.
Let me just say this: Urgathoa, Pallid Princess, very attractive from the waist up, perhaps. Not emotionally available. Like, she is very much all about her career. Whereas Mother
like
of
my
Monsters, that lady get down, but she's a family woman. Like, if you're not about families, you don't fuck with that. That's Lamashtu. So, of
Okay.
those two, just something to kind of keep in mind. And I think, I don't know if there's any other femme people left other than Serenray, who, by the way, I think is canonically a lesbian. And
Yeah.
if
She
you're
is.
not a goddess, you're a simp to her. I feel
Pretty
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she is canonically a lesbian in a polyamorous throuple with
I love that.
Desna and Shellin.
Yeah, so
I'm
I think
here for
you gotta work your way into the thruple if you're gonna get Serenray.
That is
Mm-hmm.
true. That is very true. Well, I'm still gonna go Urgathroa because the
Urgathoa?
whims of a blue-haired maiden that is very pretty is influencing me, and I really want her to be happy. So like,
Very well. Urgathoa, the Pallid Princess. Baba Yaga puts her massive hand upon the card and flips it over and begins to read. Cold dead in the ground. No living soul here can be found. Secret veils to obfuscate. Dusk to dusk, life abdicate. When played, all PCs count as undead per the Undeath's Blessing spell. This lasts for 24 hours, but afterwards each PC is drained 3 for 24 hours.
that's
Ah.
found.
Mm-hmm.
That's good for me.
That's extremely good
That
for
is
you.
really good for you. And
That
on this
essentially
fight,
turns Zavid into the ultimate healer for 24 hours.
Fuck yeah, we need that.
So let me drop the Urgathoa card into everyone's inventory. No, I guess it just goes to Reese because you're the one who gets this card. But all of you can decide as a group when to use it, but technically speaking, Reese is the one who gets to activate it.
Oh yeah,
So it's in your inventory. It's just called Urgathoa, the Pallid Princess.
love.
Very well. The card has been chosen. The die has been cast. Ta for now. And all of Baba Yaga fades away back into the infinite void once more. And this is where we come in to Lux Et Umbra proper, deep within the bowels of the pyramid of masks. You have stood within the sarcophagus
Why is
room.
Zavid so big?
I grew.
He cast a spell. Do you want to describe that for everyone?
Yeah, let me find it on the list of a million Pathfinder spells real quick.
I think it was a
It
7th level.
was Divine Vessel, I believe.
That sounds right.
Divine Vessel. You accept otherworldly energies into your body while you're still recognized by yourself. You gain the features of your deity. You can't cast a spell if you don't have your deity, or if you're neutral. If you're medium or small, you become large, as per the effects of enlarge. You get 40 temporary hit points, a fly speed equal to your speed, weakness 10 to the alignment opposite of the one you chose, which I believe I chose evil. So that
Let me see. I gave you some damage X boost.
That's a lot of damage.
Yes, you chose evil.
yes.
So yeah, he's full of Cabreric energy, evil energy.
Yes. So I have weakness 10 to good damage. +1 status bonus to saves against spells. Dark vision, but I already had that. Your unarmed attacks and weapons deal 1 additional damage of evil, and I can make 1 or more unarmed melee attacks, which for evil would be 2d8 slashing damage, claw attacks that have agile and finesse traits. So I use my dex to calculate, and I can make multiple attacks with less penalties.
And I gave you the Claws of Cabreri on your character sheet under the Actions tab. It's between Flail and Scorponok Blade, so you should be able to just use that as usual. However, as we come in, you are standing next to with what appears to be a human man with the head of a jackal, who is armored from the knee to the center of his torso with gold and armor scales. He has the head of a jackal and a long staff that appears to have a pointed spear tip at the end. Red eyes glow within the dimly lit room. He stands from his tomb, and Khan is actually able to act first because she rolled a natural 20, and I went back through and I looked at all the dice rolls and I looked at her character sheet and everything. She straight up rolled a 50. So that still stands. That all you guys get that extra hero point from that. So Khan goes first since she gets to act before Jetrietti. He is flat-footed, so let me give that to him. So what Khan is going to do is that cappuccino is still buzzing in her blood from this morning that Zavid mistakenly gave her, and she's going to zoom up to here to the behind this guy, and she is going to cast the spell Warding Aggression, which you see her her gladius glow as she stabs into the back of this guy. Whoo, she misses. That is, I'm going to hero point that just for one, her weekly hero point. Because this is a spell. Even worse, she's gonna miss. Okay, so that's Khan's turn. That she's vibrating from that cappuccino, so
doesn't know how to harness it yet.
She doesn't know how to harness it yet. So yeah, her spell does not strike true, unfortunately. So that uses up a spell. Now it is this dude's turn. Actually, I need everyone, because he has an aura of despair, to make me a DC 33 will save.
DC 33, you say?
Yes. Khan fails.
I'm good.
Reese succeeds. Zavid gets a natural. That triggers a card. Zavid, you have just rolled a natural 1 on a saving throw. That activates your Bastet, the Sly Enchantress card. So, if you can describe how you just barely managed to overcome this fear aura, you get a critical success. How do you overcome this? You must describe it.
I think the effect, it would generally have been effective. I think if Zavid hadn't cast the spell that he cast, he would have been overturned with fear. But taking on the aspects of Cabriri, he is overrun with a malevolent hunger. And when this fear effect hits him, he sees an instinct. He has an instinctual fight or flight. Instead of flight, it's fight. And I'm gonna make a meal out of that thing. So wonderful. He has a brief look of it being effective, and then looks like he's going rabid, like he's got rabies, like that's how he's getting past that.
Love it. So yes, filled with the shadowy, ghoulish magic and the ravenous, cannibalistic hunger of Cabriri, you managed to shake off this fear effect as though it was nothing. But that is just a natural effect. That doesn't take any of his actions. He is going to, let me see here, use all 3 of his actions to cast Sandstorm. So everything in this room, everything starts to swirl with sand in this room. I need everyone to make me a 35 fortitude save, please. Khan rolled a natural 20. 26, so Zavid, you regular fail.
I'm not.
Okay. Reese, you succeed, so you'll take half.
That's better.
There you go. So both of you will take half damage. Khan takes none. So, or let me see what happens. 35 emanation, less 1 minute cruise. -4 penalty perception checks, so you're fine with that. Forced to hold a breath. Okay, yeah, you'll just take some damage at the end of each of your turns. Okay, so that takes all of his actions. And to remind myself, I'm going to put see if I have a picture of sand to put in this room. But that makes it whose turn? Sorry, Fantasy Grounds is lagging really for a moment. Adelina. I see. Okay, so there she is. Adelina sees what's going on here, sees that Khan needs a little backup because she missed with that spell, but she needs to get up onto that sarcophagus there. She looks to her right and she sees that there's a rope hanging on the wall that she grabs and uses her pirate ability of rope running to take an athletics check to get up there. Because Adelina is a pirate. So she does so, gets up to here, making that guy flat-footed, and in addition, since she used a rope, she gets a +1 to her next attack. So finally, Adelina gets to use that brand new celestial tuning warhammer you bought her, and she's a fighter. So fighters, she even hit on a 7. Fighters are ridiculous. So she comes in swinging off of this rope and slams into this guy with her hammer and is going to, let me see here. Yeah, she'll just follow up with another attack. See if she can get the hang of swinging this thing. Nat 20. So Adelina coming in hot with the brand new hammer, the celestial hammer. Dang, 43 and 59 damage in one go. 83 damage. Yes, fighters are nuts. So that's the end of her turn. So suddenly you start to hear a humming noise, and from behind you, you hear the shade of Amanda, who you left in the previous room. You hear her say, "Oh, adventurers, there are more coming. His guards are in here," as a mummy appears in the room behind you. That is the end of its turn. As a second one appears in the room behind you, taking its whole turn. Zavid, you are now up. And since that stone was ripped off by you, you can see that behind you, and you heard Amanda.
Whoa. Cool. I'm gonna go for the guy that did the fear effect on me, though.
That did nothing.
I think in this moment, he's not thinking rationally. I think that natural one will reflect that, where he's not thinking of like, oh, I should block the door. I think he's going like, I'm gonna throw you to the ground with my giant hand. Kalafka Brewery against him. I haven't done an attack in a while. I have to target him with. Am I targeting? Yes. I am, I think.
Yes, you are.
Right, Claw of Cabriri, let's go. No. Hero point. I want it to work.
Absolutely. Ooh.
I try again.
All right. Not great. You're just not used to this new size. It's throwing you off.
That's it. I had to move 5 feet.
Oh, you had to move?
Him.
No, you have reach.
Do I?
You're large, so you have 10-foot reach. You didn't have to move.
Okay.
So, yeah, you still have
then
a
I guess
action.
One more time.
My third action. Yeah, I mean, if I might get a nat 20. Nope.
Nope. All right. Unfortunate.
This guy, and I like to imagine that it's not that he's really like nimble and dodging. He's just kind of doing this as I'm swinging wide.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm looking like an idiot. I think that's what I'm trying to say here. Like I think Zavid is just like, all right, now it's my turn to do melee, and I'm just whiffing.
Exactly. Very much that. So just put there we go. At the end of that, you hear more sounds from the other room as another mummy appears. And a fourth. And a fifth. It seems that the guards from the previous room who you left within their tombs are suddenly appearing down here via teleportation magic, and I think Elliot rolled particularly low in initiative, so several of these are appearing in the time it takes you to get your turn. Unfortunately, you hear a lot of rumbling and you can feel the magic. There we go, Reese, it is finally your turn.
Yay! Okay, so obviously what I'm going to do is get my wog on. So I'm gonna go do that. And Sorry, there's a lot on my plate now, literally.
Mhm.
Raw Crumpin. Okay, perfect. Can do that.
Sweet. So you begin flurrying as the orcish belief magic courses through you, speeding up your attacks.
And with that, I will also get, I'm gonna make the mask guy that my sister beat up my hunted prey.
Very good. Okay, so give yourself, all those buffs.
And then
give him the other one.
Yep. Is that it? Right?
Whoops. Reese target. There we go. Now it's your target.
Okay, yeah.
So he needs to have the, let's see, which hunter's prey, designated target.
Yep.
There we go. Yeah.
So I clicked the wrong one.
Then you need that. I think you should be good now.
Okay. So now that I pretty much got everything activated, I'm gonna go in for an attack with, I think my wounding greater weapon.
You've just taken 2 actions, so you pretty much from your distance, you have to use your bow.
I have to use my bow. That's fine.
Yeah, just this round. You can use your sword next round. You can use one of your elemental arrows if you choose. Oof, everyone's rolling. Lux Et Umbra's rolling real bad down here today.
Yeah, no. And then I still get 1 attack though because of the right? Okay,
at the maximum, yep.
Alright, let's try that again. Do it straight up damage. Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, better. You hit. And again, if you want to use one of your elemental arrows, you can just use that damage instead.
Yes, I am. Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for earth bludgeoning right now, because I'm not sure if there's anything to that like, I'm not sure what this guy's made of. So earth sounds about right.
And yeah, you deal a massive amount of damage with this single arrow as it sinks in, and the earthen magic from your Suli blood stiffens the arrow and makes it hit just as hard as it does pierce, dealing 40 damage, not an insignificant amount.
Yeah.
And your Smilodon actually does get a single action because it is a mature animal companion. So would you like it to
grapple?
Let's see. Grapple? Okay, so that's an athletics check versus his fortitude save, or versus his fortitude DC. Wow, Smilodon rolled a natural 19, a 46 versus his 34. That's a success. Oh, that's a critical success. Holy shit. Okay. Go, Smilodon, go. Let me see what a critical success does. Yeah, right? Grapple. I should have had this up. Let's see. Critical success. Your target is restrained until the end of your next turn unless you move or yeah, it's restrained. So let me give it that. That'll be the end of the round. Let's see, where's restrained? How does the alphabet work? There it is. He's restrained where he stands. Great. Khan's turn. She didn't like that spell didn't work, so she's going to actually give it another try, trying to cast Warding Aggression once more. So her sword begins to glow as Pipette says, "Try once more. Stick it right in its kidneys." As Khan reaches out, still missing. Should she use a second hero point for that, or do you all think I should save him for her? It's hers. Yeah, it's hers. I'll save it. So she tried. One action left though. She will try one just regular attack. Hey, she hit with it finally, but fortunately not with the spell, so Khan manages to dish out some damage, 37 of it. In addition, she gets her debilitating strike, so let's give this guy enfeebled 1. Perfect. Wow, this guy is hurting already. Holy crap. Y'all hurt him a lot faster than I thought you would.
But I didn't even do anything.
Yeah, let's see here. Holy shit. He's going to use 2 actions to turn into sand form. So he coalesces into the sandstorm that he made in the previous round. He is now resistant to a bunch of damage and is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Oh, you're right. He became sand. So he undoes the grapple as he becomes sand.
Rude.
Yes. He was, though. Let's see. So I can take the grappled off. Thanks for reminding me. Restrained. Cool. But that's all he can do is run away and turn into sand. Adelina's up once more. She's very confused as this thing slips out of her grip right as she does that, but she sees an opening and runs 5, 10, 15, 20. And she has a single magical ability that is from her hammer itself, actually. It is a tuning great warhammer. So this she points her new hammer at this thing, and a tuning fork begins to ring out from it as she casts Sound Burst against these three in here. So they have to make a fortitude save. Critical success, regular success on one of the mummy pharaohs. So, not great, but it'll help. More than she would have done with her hammer. 15 damage. Okay, now it's these things. The mummies in this room, these two of them, they screech out in ancient Osiriani, which, Reese, you're beginning to understand at this point. You catch a few words. You hear, "No escape. Must forget. What did you do?" And this one steps over to Adelina. They have so many abilities. And Fantasy grants flags. Great. It is going to attempt to long spear at Adelina from this distance. Rolled real bad. So then it is going to use Sandstorm Wrath as it breathes out a cone of sand from its mouth. And let's see, it's a 15-foot, 60-foot cone. Holy crap. Okay, so Adelina, Reese, Zavid, and Khan all need to make me reflex saves. So can you two make a reflex save, please?
Yes.
I'm
Wow,
good.
that was a good one. Yeah. It was
Just
easy.
hit me. Just hit me, Doc.
Okay, so that is a success, actually. Not critical, but it's a success.
Okay.
So as this burning sand escapes out of its mouth, I didn't roll
I
for Khan.
absorbed.
I did not roll for Khan. My mistake.
Absorbed.
Khan passes, just she only takes half of that. And who was the other one? To Khan and to Adelina. Oh, Adelina needs to roll that as well. A lot of characters I have to deal with today. That's a fail. So Adelina's going to take that. That whole damage is going to stand, but that's the end of its turn. This mummy, however, is going to come to here, taking a 5-foot step. And it is going to it's going to use its other two actions to absorb the sandstorm within the room that you're in. So you are now no longer taking damage from the swirling sands within that room. And it says, again, Reese, you kind of understand it yelling, "Must not escape." Zavid, you're up.
I'm gonna move through her square here, and I would like to hit him if I can.
You'll see if he has resistances or whatever. I've put them on him. Ooh, you swipe and go through the sand as he swirls around.
As I'm like trying my best to hit this motherfucker. He's undead, right?
Mm-hmm. Everything in here is.
I am going to. I have one action left. I moved and attacked. I just want to see if I've got any spells here that are one action that could help. No. Okay.
Doesn't your Necromancer's Visage do something?
It's passive. That means that these pharaohs that see me, if I'm not attacking them and I'm attacking the thing they're trying to make not escape, they might assume that I'm not their enemy, perhaps?
You could attempt to communicate with them.
I'll speak Necrol.
Okay.
and I'll very much still be channeling the power of Kabruri through myself when I do, and I'll like in a resonating voice say, "Only pure destruction will ensure he does not escape." And I will make one more failed attack, and I just know it's gonna fail, so I'm just gonna do it and then pass my turn. All right, pass turn.
That was almost a nat 20, but actually, roll me an intimidation check with a +4 because of your current situation.
Okay. Intimidation. That's the lore. There you go.
With +4.
Dice Tower?
Yeah, no, public. This will be fun. I want to see what happens. Rolling so low today.
I got a lot of low rolls today.
Yeah, good. Jesus. So that's 32. Yeah, that is a fail. So they're not intimidated, unfortunately. Dang. Okay.
All right.
So these are coming up, running into this room, and comes up next to you, and it is going to attempt to attack you with a spear, Zavid. So what does it need to do? It needs to make like a will save or something?
Oh, let me see. Necromancer's Visage.
Definitely lower level than you.
Undead creatures can immediately sense your Necromancer's Visage and tend to act accordingly. If you take hostile action against an undead creature, it becomes permanently immune. So only Jackalhead is immune.
Mm-hmm.
Each time an undead creature 2 or more levels lower than you attacks you, it must attempt a will save against your spell save DC, which I think is like, I don't know, like 32.
Yours, I think, is 32, I think. Let's see.
Yeah, 32, 33? Isn't it? It's...
Actions. Cleric. Your DC is 33.
Okay. So they gotta make a will save, 33 DC.
Okie dokie. Will save. 34, so it just barely passes. So it does get to attack you, is that correct?
Yeah. It can make its attack and any other attacks against you this turn.
Okay. It attacks with its long spear, trying to stick it into you. Does hit, dealing some damage. 7 damage, but a bunch of it was absorbed from your temporary because of your spell, so I believe I've now eaten through your temporary damage. However, I need you to make me a Fortitude save DC 28 against Insidious Mummy Rot. Natural
Once I
20.
get a nat 20, when
That
it
was-
really counts.
Yeah, that's when it really counts. So you just take the damage from the spear. Nothing happens. And it, as it sticks you, it says in Necrol, "Why did you release him?" Another mummy gonna run into this room and once again attempt to attack Zavid, so it needs to make another will save. Fails 31. So does it just doesn't get to attack you, or does it waste its action?
Let's see. Failure can't attack you and waste the action. It can't attempt further attacks against you this turn. If it critical fails, it can't attack you as long as your visage persists.
Okay. So it is confused by that, so it is actually going to try and attack Jetrietti instead. But it did waste one of its actions, so that's good. Wow, rolled really high. So it lashes out with its spear into this swirling sandstorm creature and does some damage. Does 13 damage. That's the end of its turn, though. Another mummy. Let's see, where is it? 5, 3, 7, 6, 5. Okay. It runs over to here and pulls a lever on this statue, Zavid, and you could begin to hear a rumbling to your southeast.
No.
Let's see, that. This one going to run into here. Once again, going to attempt a long spear at you, Zavid. Will save. Let's see if it even can. 39. It can. So long spear at the giant undead ghoul man, but that's going to be a miss. So many of these dudes. Holy crap. This one is going to come in and long spear at the Pharaoh, the masked Pharaoh. And miss because it's made of sand. So many of these. I should have had less, but that's what the map called for. Gonna run into here. Once again, attempt to long spirit Zavid. 33, it meets or beats, so long spirit coming at you. It's a regular hit, still not a crit. Wow, that was a natural 18. Okay, you take 17 damage, Zavid. It's finally Reese's turn.
Woohoo! Alright, so Reese is gonna move to the next room. Okay.
As you get to there, Pharaoh number 2 gets to make an attack of opportunity against you. Yes. Let's see, which one is 8, 6, 4, 5, 3, 1, 7, 2. There it is. Okay. So this one takes its long spirit, you Reese. Fortunately for you, you were not flat-footed, so it misses. And now you are flat-footed, though, because you've placed yourself within right there between all of those dudes.
Yeah.
So now it's your turn. Go ahead.
Alright, cool. So Reese is going to have him attempted prey, so I have to attack him, otherwise this is stupid if I don't. Just be like, yeah, whatever, dead guys, it's... I know, we shouldn't have released him. Fuck you, I get it. But we gotta kill him. Anyhow, so he takes his longbow out and just lets one rip at him again.
A double shot, cool.
I'll do 2 of them just to see if they crit.
Nope. That's a hit, though.
That's a hit.
And roll another one.
You
Alright,
said
that's a critical
literally
miss,
one, so.
Yep, that one, so just 1 arrow damage. So again, if you want to use an elemental, you can, but you don't have to.
Yeah, I'll see actually how the earth bludgeoning does when he's in sand form and stuff, so see if that
Okay.
changes.
A lot of it was resisted. You only did 1 damage after the resistance.
Interesting. Interesting.
So the
okay.
arrow flies through the sandstorm, and it smashes into the wall behind all of them. You see a tiny bit of it did find purchase, but for the most part, not so much.
Alright.
Okay, that was 2 actions, 1 to run, 1 to shoot twice. You have a 3rd action remaining.
And I'll just use my last remaining one with my,
Might I recommend something you may have forgotten about?
Yes, please.
You have your elemental assault ability that adds elemental damage to every attack as well.
Oh,
for
shoot.
like a round or something. 2 rounds.
Oh shoot, yeah,
And it
yeah.
only requires 1 action, so.
Let's do that.
So go down to your elemental assault ability, click the magnifying glass, and click the little walking dude symbol next to one of those 4 damages. You can pick which one.
Click the little walking dude.
Little walking dude.
Little walking dude. Let's go cold damage.
Cold, sweet. Okay. That would be the end of your turn, but you have activated that now.
Cool.
And your tiger gets an ability. Do you want it to run in?
Yeah,
Can't
I
do
do.
2 things, but
Okay.
all right. So it's gonna run. Oh, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. Actually, it can't get in because Adelina and Zavid are in the way, but it'll get to there.
It's fine.
Top of the round, it's Khan's turn. Ooh, she got kind of out of the way, didn't she?
Yeah.
What does she have? Ah, cool. Okay. For 30-foot. Okay, so Khan is going to cartoonishly start to spin her feet in place as she casts Fleet Step on herself and uses her remaining action to run into here. Just running swiftly beneath the legs of the tiger, right next to Adelina and under the legs of Zavid. Last turn. Okay, it is Jetriede's turn. He is going to book it up into this north room. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30, 35, 45, 10, 15. To here, as you see the swirling sand go up into the ceiling, floating up, and you do not see him anymore. It's the end of his turn. Adelina is now up. And seeing as how the dude is gone and Reese, her little sister, or little brother, is in the middle of all this shit, Adelina is going to take a swing at this Pharaoh right next to her. So Adelina with her hammer. The dude is supposed to be flat-footed. Yes. Wonderful. Warhammer comes a swinging out at this mummy. That's a very big hit. Natural 16 was a crit for her. God, fighters are ridiculous. Dealing 57 damage in a swing. Christ. Yeah, Adelina's nuts. And yeah, just another swing coming in. That's 6. That was terrible. And she's going to take a 5-foot step to here, since she saw that Reese took an attack of opportunity. And again, she's a fighter, so she knows that ability, and she doesn't want to take one, so she steps there. End of her turn. The mummy screams again, in Necrol, actually. So Zavid, you're the only one who understands this. It says, "He escapes, give chase," and runs 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. To here and begins to scramble up this pipe. This one, however, is going to, let's see, something different. Yes, it is going to exhale a 60-foot cone of superheated sand. So I need everyone in this room to make me a DC 28 reflex save, please. So Con and Adelina as well.
I'm good.
Yes, you are, Con.
Okay.
Adelina.
Well, I gotta reroll it because it didn't go in the thing. I thought I rolled it in the box, but
Con also critically saves with a natural 19.
I had to throw away a
Zavid,
16 for that.
27. Shit. That's a failure, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? There it is. Yeah, so that is a failure. So you take full damage. Adelina, whoever critically failed. So the superheated sand blasts out. Zavid, you take 46 damage, which I'll add. You're up to 88 wounds. And Adelina takes 92 damage from this blast of sand. Let's see, 92 plus 99 plus 129. Okay. Adelina is still standing, but that didn't feel good. Zavid, you're up.
So, I am going to. Did he go up this chute over here? Like, where did he go?
No, I'll show you. Drawing mode here in the north.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's. Do you see that there's kind of like an arrow on the ground?
Yeah, it's a chute that goes up.
Yeah, it's a chute.
Was
that
he
goes up.
invisible when he did it? Can I see him?
You don't see him now because he's shimmied up a pipe. That's the only reason you can't see him.
I see. I would
Well,
like...
the Pharaoh shimmied up the pipe. Jetrietti was still in his sand form.
Yeah. I would like to cast Fleet Step on myself.
Very cool.
So I get an extra 30-foot movement, and with my divine adage, I can fly. So now I can fly at 55 feet.
Awesome.
Let me double check how many.
How do you fly? Do you just kind of Superman float? Do you have wings? What form does your flight take? This is the first time you've ever flown.
I think
Without rock.
my lower half, like a genie, becomes, but you know, the element I turn into is shadow. Fleet Step is one somatic action. I did not know that. So that's just increases my speed, and that's let's see, 1, 2, 3, so 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 55 because of the weird rule. Or I guess, I don't know, these aren't really...
50, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's close, it's a little bit off.
Yeah, I think I can go right to here then. I want to look up.
That's fine.
Can I see him with that movement?
Give me a perception check in the tower. And you have greater dark vision, which is exceptionally helpful right in this moment. So actually, yeah, take yourself +2 because of your greater dark vision.
Oh, tower, sorry.
Oh, that's fine. 39. Yeah, you can definitely see this mummy is inserting his claws into the walls on either side and clawing his way up. And above that, you see swirling sand going straight up.
Does it look as though he's... Because this is probably... How high is the chute?
Actually, I can kind of show you. Let me reveal. In the bottom right of the screen, you're about to see... Boop! Do you see that pyramid?
Oh, Yeah.
That is a side view of the place you're in. You are currently at level 1 at the very basement. He is heading up to level 8. So, remember the fall you took last time? That was like 75 feet or
Oh.
whatever? That was from 7 to 4. So that was 7 to 4 is 75 feet. So 8 to 1, at least 120.
So
I'm going to
he's
call it
not going to
120.
get there in a single turn, is my...
Might take 2, yes.
Okay.
2 or 3 even. Yeah, but it's not a single turn, correct.
I would like to invoke True Name as my last action spell.
Awesome.
I want him to get a -2 on his next saving throw. I think that's how that works. Let me double check.
That sounds
I hope
right.
I hope I'm not just making stuff up here, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Let's see. Invoke True Name says. Load. You speak the true name of a creature to more surely affect it with your magic until the end of current turn. Can I wait? That's dumb. I only have an action left. Okay, well I'm not doing that.
Okay, sure.
I guess I'll use a movement to go up the chute.
Okay, then.
I mean, this is tough because with one action I don't have any options, and I wanted to do something next turn, but I don't know if I'll be able to.
If you get up into the chute, you can at least give chase and keep up.
I'll do that. I'll go up the chute another. I won't overtake him because unless I can do that somehow with my large form and get around him, like in front of him.
I'll let you acrobatics check it.
Okay.
You'll need 2 acrobatics checks. So here I'm going to move you north to here. That's where the actual chute is. It keeps going up. Again, this is kind of it's difficult to visualize on this flat map. That's why it's really helpful to have that key on the bottom right there. But yeah, you are here. So let's say you're to here. So the first thing you need to do is give an acrobatics check to tumble through this mummy. And that's against its reflex DC. So you're looking for a 28 acrobatics.
Yeah, he got far. Damn.
Yes, you are more than able to overtake him. So we'll put you here for the moment. So give me another one, and I'm going to reduce the DC because he's in sand form. So let me see. His DC would be 23, but he's made of sand. All right, it would be 33. So I'm going to call it a 29 because he's made of sand.
Okay.
The Mummy Pharaoh was the difficult one to overtake.
Okay.
34, no problem. So you're able to get a little bit ahead. And let's see.
Kind of like turn into a shadow part of the way to like get up to the top.
Sure.
I want to block the path, and I want to just be an obstacle, make it harder for him to get past me. And then if he still does, at least I'm keeping up, and I could do something next turn.
Great. Okay, so it is a mummy's turn, who is going to Long Spirit Reese because he's flat-footed, being flanked by another.
Of course.
That's a miss. Goodness. Gonna try again. Yep. Actually gonna try con. Turning around. That wasn't good either. And gonna actually... Oops, I didn't mean to roll that. You're so lucky. You're so lucky. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I accidentally just rolled a nat 20, but it wasn't on you. That's so frustrating. And a nat 7 is a miss. Okay, so that one wasted its turn. This one is going to move up and attempt to punch Khan. Missing. And then going to attempt to grapple her. Doesn't even have athletics. Wow, okay, never mind. Gonna try another punch. Miss. Wow, these pharaohs kind of suck. Okay, this one is going to run over to here, begin climbing up the pipe. Has to roll for it. Okay, does okay. So Zavid, you can see that another one is coming up behind the other pharaoh. This one is going to run into the other room. You can see that another is also coming up behind it, but it's starting to get crowded, so they can't quite go up as fast as the first one was able to. This one steps forward, long spear to Khan. Nat 20 crit. There we go, that's what I was looking for. 50 damage on Khan as she gets stabbed with a spear and must make a save against Insidious Mummy Rot. So Khan has to make a fort save. DC of 28, she makes 36, so that's a save. So Khan is fine, lucky Khan. And this long spear against Adelina. There's so many of these guys, I apologize for how long their turns are taking. More damage. Adelina must roll against Mummy Rot. Fortitude. Totally fine. And Reese, you're finally up.
So Reese is gathering that everybody's heading into that tube in specific, and it's just like, I get crunchy in there. I don't know how I'm feeling. So the one that's below him, what room does that lead into? 5?
Okay, that is correct. It leads up to 5.
Okay.
So nowhere near where they're going.
Nowhere near where they're going at all.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing in that room that connects on that side anyway to where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
And Reese has already kind of figured out at this point that the only reason that they're attacking everyone is because it's their duty, because they need to make sure this guy doesn't have anything really going. So what Reese is gonna do is use his actions to move so he's eventually under it.
Mm-hmm.
Under it.
Okay, let's see. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks of opportunity if you do that, though.
That's fine.
So you know, yeah, 5. Okay. So let's see here. Where is it? Punch, fist. There we go. 1. Oh, but you are concealed. Okay, so that's 1. 1 miss, so 1 hit. 2 hits, but you're concealed. Okay, gets through. 2 hits. 3. 4. Okay, so this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm essentially rolling damage of 2 crits because it was 4 regular hits. So you take 89 damage to get there, Reese, but you managed to. You still have 79 hit points.
Yep, that's why I'm not worried.
Yep,
Fine.
so you're good.
Yeah, so Reese goes all the way over there into the chute, sees everybody piled up, and he just shouts, "Sorry, Zavid, in advance!" And he takes his arrow and he shoots it up.
Hell yeah. Which one are you attacking? There's 1, 2, 3
It's going to be the
mummy
main
pharaohs.
guy.
Okay.
He's going to be aiming because he's still hunted prey.
Oh, that's right. Yes, so you are at 100 feet below him, so you're just under your maximum range, so you can do that.
Yep.
But I'm going to say you have to take a -1 because there are 3 dudes in between you and him. So just give yourself a -1.
Okay.
If that's just under the maximum range, am I just outside that range?
I'd say yes.
Meaning, if there's a miss, does it just like go right up and then start falling?
Yeah,
Just
that's
like,
why I'm just like,
the
"Sorry in
physics
advance!"
Just like the physics experiment where you take the ball on the chain and you hold it to your nose, then let go, and it goes ooh, ooh, just like that. So yeah, go ahead and roll your attack there, Reese.
Let's see, roll that at bean footage.
That's a hit.
And I'm gonna do it again.
Okie dokie. At your maximum. Yep, there you go. 2 hits. Perfect.
So that's 2 hits, and
Are you using any magic arrows?
yes.
Okay, which ones?
I'm going to not do fire because I like Savid. But at the same time, I'm like, all right, if Earth didn't do that much, let's try cold. Let's try cold.
Water arrow?
Water arrow.
Right. Go ahead and roll that. Beautiful. Whole Oh, yeah, 15 damage still managed to get through, even in a sand form. So that was much more effective than the earth arrow because you only did one with that. So,
Yep.
yeah, you just determined that bludgeoning, he's very, very resistant to.
Yeah.
Bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing is,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was 1, 2, and then 2 attacks. I think that's your whole turn, correct? Or,
I
yeah,
believe so.
great. Cat gets an action. So it's going to run 5 to here just to hopefully soak up an attack or two.
Yep.
Khan is up. This is not looking wonderful for her. So what she's gonna do is say, "Hey, we must get up there and stop him." And she's going to cast invisibility on herself. So, combat preparation. Where is it? Invisibility. So Khan disappears from sight. And runs into the room. You can hear her little nails on the stone next to you there, Reese.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy is going to attempt to get past you, Zavid, but he's in his sand form. So let's see. You're in the way. But he doesn't have anything like acrobatics. He's going to attempt to get past you, but I'm going to call you greater difficult terrain since he's made out of sand. So he can still kind of get around you, but it's going to be very difficult. So
If he only just manages to get past me and can't really move far after that, that's okay.
Okay, so 5. Let's see. I said you were. So I'm going to say it takes 20 to get to you because I said you were at Reese's maximum. So then, so it took 20 to get here. Greater difficult terrain is going to be 20. So 20. That's another 40. 60. 80. I think that's as far as you can go. Let me see. Sandstorm. Oh no, sand form. Fly speed of 40 feet, so it can only move. Yeah, that's as far as it can go, right there. Adelina is going to move 5-foot step to here to flank with your cat there.
It's good.
It's good, yes. So flat-footed on that guy. Swing out with that beautiful celestial hammer that you got her in Shimansek.
Yep.
Yeah, hits on a 4. God
Whoa.
damn. 30 damage. Doing quite a bit. Then going to finish up with another strike on that thing. Not 13 on a second strike still hits. Adelina is redonkulous. 33 damage to that guy. Done with Adelina.
These guys are tanky.
Yeah, they are very tanky. It is going to... Let's see, is this for? This thing is going to attempt to intimidate you, Zavid. Does that count against your visage? Do I have to roll a will save against you?
I don't think so, technically, but maybe I would get a bonus for the visage? I don't know.
I'm fine
I
with
think,
that. I'm fine
I
with
think
that.
they can still try that because it's not an attack.
What is your will save DC?
My will save DC? Would that just be the will save plus 10?
Mhm.
36.
Okay, I got a 40. But I was going to give you a +4, but still meter beat. So I'm going to just make you frightened 1, but barely.
Okay.
Yeah, frightened 1. And then he's going to climb, but he can't move very fast. It's difficult terrain. 10, 20, 30, 40. That's as far up as it can get. That's all.
I also think I am a little scared that these corporeal undead are just spider climbing super fast up the walls with, not because they have sticky fingers, but because the strength in their fingers are like so strong they could embed themselves into the sides of the sandstone and just like that's an intimidating thing. And the fact that I saw all the damage they were doing down there, I think I'm also a little scared for my friends. I'm like, we got to end this quick because it's not looking good.
Yeah. It is going to actually run into this room. 20, 30, 30. And it actually disappears out of sight. End of turn. Zavid, you are up now. You're surrounded by these dudes. Technically, you're flat-footed.
I look to Gerietti the first as it just manages to get past me, and I turn around and I say, Gerietti the first, the forgotten Pharaoh, it is time to stay forgotten. So I invoke True Name to give him a -2 penalty to this next saving throw as I cast a spell I think should be pretty effective against him. In a 7th level casting of Spirit Blast. You concentrate ethereal energy and attack a creature's spirit, dealing... The upcast is 18 d6 force damage. Because it affects the creature's spirit, it can damage the target projecting its consciousness or possessing another creature, even if the body's elsewhere. If the possessed creature wouldn't be harmed by the blast. It doesn't harm creatures that have no spirit, such as constructs. I believe the spirit is what we're going for here because he's trying to return to the world, right? So hopefully this is exactly the spell that I need, and I've been waiting to cast this. I've prepared this a couple times thinking I would be able to use it, and nothing's really met the mark, and finally...
This meets the mark. So, okay, what is the...
Basic Fortitude, so it would be a 35 DC.
35.
Because of the invoked True Name.
Do I take the minus, or do you get the plus?
It was 33 DC regularly, so now it's 35.
Okay, I'll just take the minus, and it's -2, correct?
Yeah, -2.
All right, I'll take that on my side.
That's correct. Yeah, sorry.
Cool. And you said Fortitude?
Fortitude, yes.
Good. He's a lot worse at that than will saves.
Is there... Wait a minute, before you declare anything, do we have any cards that can help us here?
One of you do. No, two of you do. You have the Blessing of the God King. I know, Zavid, I think you used yours already. But either Reese or Khan could use them. Reese, if you wanted to use yours, you could make me roll at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Reese can see it.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Would you like to use it to give this guy disadvantage on this spirit attack?
Absolutely.
Great.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you so much for that.
I rolled.
This is the time.
Yeah, this is a good one. Okay, let's see. Rolling again. Good use. I rolled a nat 3. So critical failure.
Yes, we did it. Let me roll 18d6.
I'll let you know I rolled a natural 19 on the first one.
Yeah, I had a feeling. I'm like...
I rolled real high. It went from real high to real low.
9,
So
10,
what happens
12,
on a critical
13, 14,
critical
15,
failure?
16, 17, 18. This is funny to
It
look
doubles
at.
the damage,
Thank you for
correct?
using your
It
brain.
doubles. So this times 2.
Oh, no way.
63 times 2, that's 126.
I want to destroy his soul. I want to obliterate it. It doesn't get to an afterlife. It doesn't get to be undead. I want it destroyed and gone from this plane.
He had 61 hit points. You killed him with the regular damage, so you did more than double his hit points.
Holy fuck, Sabine.
He had 61 and you did 126.
The way it
Describe
looks...
how you want to do this.
The way it looks, as he's like, I think it's like a cloud, and then he like briefly the cloud kind of forms into his shape as he looks back at me with maybe like a grin, like I'm getting out of here. I invoke his name, and then my jaw distends like a snake, like an unhinge, and this light from within. I want to say it's not like a bright light or a sunlight. I think it's like a sort of like a dark, kind of like when you walk into a dark room, like a deep red light just starts to well up from within. And I think maybe there's a moment of recognition of, oh, I might be in trouble as the thing tries to leave. And if anyone's ever watched Dragon Ball Z, I mean, when Piccolo, back when he was a badass, he would do these mouth beams. There's this moment where he takes a Cyberman and he grabs him and throws him into the air and just and shoots a beam and blows the guy up out of his mouth. That's what Zavid does to this guy.
Oh my god.
Absolute perfection. Absolute perfection. You absolutely do that. You literally did more than double the amount of hit points he currently had. You rend his soul from this vessel, and the sand ceases to move up, and it falls upon your face and sprinkles you. And as that happens, the Pharaoh beneath you stops, its claws in the walls, looks at you, and in Necrol hisses out, "You seek to kill him. What did you do, stranger?"
I say in Necrol as I turn around. I'm still very much in this ghoulish, undead-looking form, and I say in Necrol,
His spirit has been obliterated.
Oh my god,
Will
that
not
purple.
trouble anyone anymore. You are released from your service. You may find eternal rest with your ancestors.
You must complete his destruction. His soul cage lies above. Thank you for this gift. And it begins to climb down.
As he
And all
does,
of them-
I feel my spell beginning to wear out because it's only a minute. I'm like, you're welcome. And then I'm going to try to like climb up with the rest of my movement, if that's a possibility.
It is, yes, sure.
Yeah.
So the rest of your movement is what, 50 feet?
Yeah, I still have fleet step up. So I have, I think, 55 feet of flying speed, I guess.
Okay.
So I guess I would use the rest of it right before I like shrink down back to my size and try to get
Great.
up to the top, if that's
I'll
possible.
Well, you
call
have
that good
it.
enough.
Yeah.
So you're able to, with the rest of your movement, get up to the top of this. At last, at the top of the long pipe, you pull yourself up. The room you are in is octagonal with many hieroglyphs upon the floor. 6 canopic jars sit within magical runes connected to a central dais made of a translucent stone. An inverted azure pyramid sits upside down within the dais. And now, Reese, what you see
Mhm.
is above you. What did Reese hear? Didn't really see much because it was so dark with
Yeah.
the tunnel and it was a shadow blast. But what did Reese hear, Zavid?
So basically when like that was going on, I mean, he was used to Zavid's noises. Like, he knows what Necro sounds like. He just is like, okay, well,
I yell out, I go, we gotta get up to the top here and finish the job. The pharaohs won't attack anymore. We're safe. We just gotta. And I like puke up something. You just hear me like retching up there. Just get up there.
as long as I don't get puked on down from here, I'm fine.
And yeah, a moment later, Reese, you do see this mummy climb down, and it looks at you, gives a bit of a bow, and says, "Thank you," and walks away.
All right. I think Reese is gonna wait until like all the other ones are down because he knows that there are some up there.
Oh yeah,
He doesn't want to do that awkward. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. As he's climbing up. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So he goes up as much as he can. Whatever. I don't know if you're gonna care if we just use our whole turns and just.
Yeah, just give me one athletics check.
Oh.
That's all I need from you. Since you didn't use magic to get up there.
Racy boy.
Khan is going to cast
I'm
Spider Climb on
fine.
herself. You are totally fine. Khan, though, is not great at athletics, so she's going to cast Spider Climb in order to get up there with no issue.
Like fold your arms and just float up.
I'm pretty much like.
And then Adelina needs to make a roll as well because she has no magic whatsoever. Skill, athletics. Oh, nat 19 for a 43. She did even better. Yeah, the two of you, it is like 2 peas in a pod. As we discovered last time, Reese and Adelina are technically the same age now because of the strange circumstances of her death and stasis. So we are out of combat, Grell done, and you have come to the top area here at the very north end of the map. And it is what you see. There are hieroglyphs on the floor. Several different jars line this area. And there's a stone pedestal at the northern end that has a crystal pyramid-shaped object on it.
Would Reese know, just like if I do a lore check, what that is?
Can I assist?
I would like Zavid to give me a religion check in the tower. Reese, give me just society in the tower.
Society? Okay, yeah.
Or desert lore, I guess. That's fine.
No, society's higher.
Okay. Zavid, you recognize the feel of that crystal. That is a soul cage. Reese, looking around at these, this area, you realize that it is likely that Jetrietti's organs are within these jars that are spread around the room, as is tradition in Osirion. But also, as you're looking at the hieroglyphs here, you're beginning to get very, very good at translating. The DC's been getting lower and lower every time you've done this.
Oh, sweet.
So you rolled really low, but you just barely hit the DC because you've done it so much. So you see that the hieroglyphs in here read, "As the pyramids upon the surface guard Galarian from the destroyer, so too do the pyrolactites guard from below."
So is
And
that
I'll
saying that they're guardians below Urgathoa, even though they're like trying to take over?
You aren't
Essentially?
sure. You aren't sure.
Okay.
Zavid, though, because of your backstory, I'm going to allow you to take a single roll of society in the tower
Okay.
to see if you know what any of that means.
Can I help aid?
Sure, yeah. Give me a regular society in the publicly, Reese, to see if you aid.
I would hope so.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, you double crit. I'm going to say go ahead and take a 3 there, Zavid, and if you want a guidance
Hell
4.
Oh,
If you
I
want
will
to guidance,
guidance for this. I need to know what the
Yep.
fuck is happening.
So society at a +4. Oh, and let's say
And
you're small
in the
again.
tower?
Yes, please.
Yeah, society
And your
is my
magic has worn
highest.
off at this point. Ooh, real good. Okay, so the two of you work together, translating these, trying to figure out what this is. And Zavid, you remember something strange from when you were young, down in the realm of shadows, in the cult of Cabriri. You remember hearing whispers of, let me see, what did I name it specifically? My apologies. There it is. You heard tell of something called the Pyrolactite Caverns, which is a vast underground cavern where the roof of which has huge pyramids jutting from upside down, down from the roof. And it was some type of religious place, some type of burial chamber place. You didn't know much about it, but you recall hearing about it.
And they're saying just as the pyramids guard
From above,
the sleeping one from above, the pyrolactic guards what from below?
as the pyramids upon the surface of Galarian, surface guard Galarian from the destroyer, so too do the pyrolactites guard from below.
What it sounds like to me is that the destroyer must be Rovagog, and these structures are meant to keep him imprisoned, but keeping him imprisoned with structures from the top side would be too easy. There is an Underdark. I think that there are structures below ground as well keeping him, and I think we never considered that. It is possible that our fight will not be on the surface. It might be deep below the surface. That might be where they strike.
That makes sense. Because there is more world than this one. Figuring it would probably be on another planet or somewhere else, and well, Lo is somewhere else. So I would there's Hefre. I got their gods mixed up. I thought it was Urgathoa, but Rovagog makes more sense.
Urgathoa, based on what I know, is a relatively newer god or goddess. There was someone before her, but their name is, I think, lost to time because.
Nope. You
No?
figured it out. You're the only
Oh,
person
yeah.
who know it. As you're remembering this, you're speaking it. You remember you touch the necklace given to you by Kabiri. Nope, not that.
I
hang
know. Let me, can I head
Yes,
you off with
I
a
have-
pass here?
Yes, go ahead.
The
I'm trying to find
corpse
the
on the
art.
mountainside.
That's right.
Yeah! I knew it. That was the old god of undeath.
Here it is. I found it. For posterity's sake, we can say you make a little minor image in order to bring this up because this art is incredible.
It is very
High atop Mount Fogton, outside of Beelzetrax's lair, you were pulled by Cabriri all the way back at I think level 10, and to see this massive corpse on the mountainside with a sword struck through it. Even the ancient silver dragon Beelzetrax had no idea where it came from, what it was, but Cabriri reached out to you and told you that this was the original god of death. It was slain in the final battle against Rovagug, and Urgathoa got there first and usurped him and took over as goddess of undeath. And you know, and once again, you touch that necklace given to you by Cabriri that gives you your greater dark vision, and you remember that he also gave you its true name, Eshtabai.
Eshtabai.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe I don't have that on my notes. Eshtabai.
It's spelled weird. I'll
Is it
send it to you.
ESHTABAI?
It starts with an X. No,
Oh.
it starts with an X. It's I'll DM it to you.
Okay.
Message. Eshtabai. There you go.
Eshtabai.
I found that in my research. I was looking up gods and goddesses from around the world of different cultures, and I believe she's like the Aztec or Mayan god of death. Yeah, so Eshtabai, previous god of death that was usurped by Urgathoa. Didn't kill him or her, them, but she was opportunistic and took it upon herself to take the mantle of god of undeath during the First War. So that is what you know.
God of undeath, right? Not because the god of death would be Pharasma. Yeah,
you're right. Undeath, correct.
Cool. I'm gonna keep that tidbit. I'm not gonna say the name out loud, but I will say that. Wait, why were we thinking about this? What did this have to do with that?
Because Reese was like, I said the wrong god. Like when.
Oh yeah, and then I mentioned Urgathoa.
Yeah.
So I say
Urgathoa took her mantle from the first god of undeath, which I have seen with my own eyes, the corpse of this former deity. Prove to me that these gods can be slain, and their divine essences usurped from them. Though, obviously, we have someone here who has literally done it. I refer to little La Chupo person. I'm like,
yeah. I did not slay the god. I simply saw my opportunity for a free meal. And well, here we are.
Right. Our goals here are not only, I think, to slay these gods that would endanger all of the multiverse for their selfishness, but I believe leaving it up to chance who takes their essence would be irresponsible. Personally, I wouldn't mind claiming an essence if I had the opportunity, but I do know that my master specifically is gunning for Nyarlathotep's essence because he likes to claim he is the god of ghouls, and Cabriri don't play no games. So we will see what happens. But if we are to learn more about the cage they keep Rovagug in and how they were able to imprison something that massive and that powerful, we might also figure out how to use that knowledge to defeat these gods that are trying to aid in his escape.
And I look at this room with the soul cage and everything, and I think my theory here, the reason it's even written here, is because this is like a very miniature version of that for this guy's soul, right? To keep him from. I would like to study this with crafting alongside Khan.
Yeah, I was about to say, please.
And one tiny bit of clarification: Zavid does know one other thing. Not only does Cabriri want to kill Nyarlathotep because he claims the same domain, but his specific plan that he revealed to you upon the mountain was that he wants to usurp Urgathoa. Cabriri has higher
then
sights.
I would not say any of that shit out loud. I would not say any of that out loud.
Yeah, he wants to usurp Urgathoa. He just wants to kill Nyarlathotep because he's a thorn in his side. He wants Urgathoa's job.
He wants all of undeath. I got
all of it. Yeah, he doesn't want ghouls. He wants all of it. And he made that very clear to you on the mountaintop. So, just point of clarification.
It's been a hot minute.
That was like a year ago.
Yeah, literally
retcon. I never said that I was going to do the thing he wants to do, because that would get me smote pretty fast.
Gotcha. Okay, so you said you want to try crafting. Okay, so Khan's going to give you an assist. Oh, she rolled a natural 17 for 43.
Nice.
So you can go ahead and take your 2 or 3. Yeah, I need to relook up how aid works because I know it's
I mean,
different
if
than
you
I
want to
think it
just add
works.
an extra
Let me
one,
look. Let me look really
yeah.
fast.
Usually it's just with a
So
crit you would
aid.
do 2, but
Try to help your hands. Great ally. Okay, so yeah, it tops out at +2. So go ahead and take a +2.
okay.
Thought maybe I was using it wrong.
Crafting. Here we go.
Oh shit. Okay.
What do you want to know?
I want to know everything about how this thing is constructed.
Mhm.
And I want to use the clues that are here and the things that I've learned to extrapolate. If we, I guess, as like a crafting team, were tasked with creating these sort of obelisk things underground and the pyramid structures above ground to keep a god being penned in, how would we construct that? I want to reverse engineer it. I want to know exactly what would make sense to do. So when we have to actually go and encounter these things, I and everybody else have an idea of like what the bad guys, the terrorists, right, what they might do to destroy it, so that we can maybe protect it.
Sure. With a natural 20 for a 45, you and Khan are able to suss out quite a bit. You see that number one, lucky you recognize that the soul cage, that pyramid there, is made out of axiatite, the same crystal cage that you got from Zalishkar's prison. It's a large chunk of uncracked axiatite. So number one, there's that. And you realize that Jetrieti was a worshiper of Set, which is a chaotic evil god.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that crafting, you do note that it is a fully opposite alignment from the god that he worshipped. So you think that axiatite would be great for chaotic evil, but maybe not for anything else. You might need a different substance for others. In addition, with Reese's help, knowing what you know about desert lore and Osirion and all that, you're able to figure out that you need to weaken them first physically in order to bind the soul. That's why all of these organs were removed. So you would need to somehow dismember them or vivisect them, then bind them into a crystal made of the opposing alignment of the god. Good time for a nat 20. There you go.
Yeah,
see.
you were sucking all the earlier ones, so you can get this one.
Yeah, exactly. All those bad rolls earlier were for that.
So, I'll relay everything, and I'll also say,
I believe Rovagag is a being of pure chaos and evil. The most chaotic evil being in the multiverse. Axiotite would be the substance they use, I think, since it is
isn't it law crystal?
Lawful. It's lawful good. Well,
and
it's pure law. Yeah.
I imagine what they probably did though, and we're just making shit up here, kind of a spitballing thing, but I imagine like maybe axiotite is pure law, and then you can charge it with positive energy to make it good, or something like that, or charge it with negative energy to make it lawful evil axiotite, or something like that. Like you can take the same thing and then change its properties.
Sure. That's a decent theory.
That's just an idea. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But I would like to also dismantle this, since I think we destroyed his spirit. If we destroy his body as well, I think he can't come back even with necromancy, right?
He was in his sand form, and he just disintegrated into sand when you killed him. He's donezo. I'm gonna say you know that you don't really even need to do anything. He's gone.
The Pharaoh made it seem like we had one extra step up here that we had to do.
They were telling you about the soul cage, the pyramid there. So they say you would either need to destroy it, remove the magic somehow, just make it inert, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I just dispel magic on it?
Absolutely. What level?
I don't know if I prepared can I blow a 7th level slot to just completely cut this thing off?
I'm fine with that. Let's see. Dispel magic. Attempt a counteract check. So that's going to be a religion check. Counteract the target. Cool. Yeah. So roll me religion and you're saying you're blowing a level 7.
Yeah.
Let's do a religion +4 publicly. Looking for a DC of 40.
Oh!
It's a good DC to set. There, I could have failed that for sure.
Yeah, you could have failed a DC 40 for sure, but yeah, that was pretty good. So, describe how you make this thing inert.
Knowing, since I've already studied Axiotite, and I know necromancy like the back of my hand. I know how the soul cage principle works. I've caged a soul in the golem that I made, in a sense. It was
Right.
a bit of a looser, sort of messier thing, but this is like you're purely trying to stop them from moving on. So knowing that, I think it would be like opening up some sort of device, sort of like akin to that, and then just unplugging the different things in the right order. So he's like sort of figuring out all the arcane sort of connections and is prying them loose one at a time. But he's doing it pretty quickly, and so by the time the casting is finished, you can lift up the crystal and just.
You hear a whisper as the dull glow that was within this crystal before goes out, and you now have I will put it in your bag, large carved axiotite pyramid. And this thing's quite large. Maybe about the size of a basketball. Maybe like a grapefruit. So, like this big.
Okay.
And you are able to remove it. I'll carry over that crafting check from earlier. You can remove it if you'd like, and I put that in your inventory.
Okay, I will take it with us. I think finding axiotite of this size and purity is very rare. I also think it successfully bound the soul of a particularly powerful and troublesome priest of an evil god, which means it could bind the soul of kind of any humanoid creature, I feel like, and even undead in this case. So
Now,
if we ever need to keep someone's soul prisoner, we've got something now.
were you saying it charges? You were thinking, like, with the theory that it charges with, like, really, like, positive energy and stuff like that? Like,
Yeah. And that would mean that I can't do shit to make it lawful good aligned. We need Demirius for that.
Or Ma'at.
Or Ma'at.
Ma'at.
Yeah.
It's like, this might be perfect for Ma'at.
Yeah.
This is
I
up
just
her
don't
alley.
know. I don't have a target in mind that we want to bind right now, but this is like a good, extra card in our hand in case we need to use it as like an effort to keep somebody spearheading, like that Carl Sagan guy that like was running the cult. If we didn't kill him and he got away and is still causing trouble, and we finally found him and he's like, I've discovered a way to transcend the bonds of this mortal flesh. Even if you kill me now, I will persist and persist for eons. Then I'd be like, well, let's trap you in a crystal then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we could save it for something like that.
Good
I
call.
think
So-
we should leave it in the hands with Ma'at. Because with
I think that's a
Demirius,
good idea.
we don't know where he is right now.
It's true. That's true.
He's more of a liability than Ma'at is. Nobody would think of going after her. Hell, nobody really knows to a higher level of her existence.
Mhm.
So I think she's probably the safest bet for alignment-wise, and trusting to keep it safe-wise.
Yeah.
She'd appreciate it, too.
Adelina comes over to you, Reese, and says, I just have one question.
Hmm?
Can I smash these jars?
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, I mean, he's not going to use them. Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it. Smash.
Wicked. So Adelina gets a glint in her eye as she starts spinning her hammer around. And
Is there going to
Oh
be
my
cool shit in
God.
there? Are you going to reveal for us some cool
smashes
stuff?
38 damage. There's not a lot in this room. Let me see here.
The Axiotite's good. I'm
The
not
Axiotite's
trying
good.
to look ungrateful here. That is
No,
an amazing find.
Let me see. What can I give you? I'll give you something. This was a big win. Let's see. What is that?
He wasn't even the troublesome part. It was his
Just
Mhm.
fucking
keepers.
slunkies.
Yeah. Well, they were the prison guards, but we weren't on the payroll, so they were like, "Who the fuck are you? Get out of here!"
Oh,
you know?
wait, that's right. You haven't fully explored this area. There are no items up here.
Okay.
Okay.
I just remembered that. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing up here for you.
I think after taking that, I would like to rappel down.
Mm-hmm. I will let you all do that without having to re-roll.
You? I got a really nice roll on that one earlier. I'd like to not.
Yeah, and then
Right.
say hi to our Suli-blooded tiger, and then be like, "Hey, there's some doors over here."
That is right. There is a door to the north and a door to the south.
I'll open the north door. If you want to open that south door, we do it at the same time.
Yeah.
North door, south door. All right, north door. Behind the door is a surprisingly small room.
Sure.
While there are treasures, the sheer lack of wealth within belies the true worth of Getrietti I upon his death. There is a gold crocodile statue, nicely lacquered boat, a mummified cat, textiles, oils, things of that nature. But to the south, you see an even smaller room with several tiny jars, and there's a single chest with on the bottom wall.
Reese is gonna.
Okay. You open it up, and I want you to give me what would that even be? Arcana. Any of you can give me an Arcana check. I'll even let Con roll it.
Arcana.
In the tower, please.
All right.
Sorry, I
Mhm.
was going through an ad for the music.
Oh, you're good. Okay. Oh, wow, Reese. Yeah, sure. You've heard of this thing before. It's very strange, and these are rare, but you think this is called a breath blaster. It's a long metal tube with a wooden stock at the end. You've heard that these things are sometimes colloquially referred to as boomsticks, but this is a special version. It's essentially a +1 striking blunderbuss that is crafted from the trachea of a dragon. Though other creatures with breath weapons or the ability to spit energy are occasionally used, the implementation of a dragon's trachea allows the firearm to unleash a torrent of pure energy in the form of gouts of flame or bolts of electricity. So the breath blaster strike deals either acid, cold, electricity, fire, or poison damage, depending on the dragon type or other creature from which it was made. So I would like you to roll. Let me see. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll a d6 and reroll on a 6 there, Reese, probably. Reroll. 4, so this is a fire blaster. So I'm going to put that in
You
the
found
chat.
a flamethrower.
Yeah,
Like
you found a
straight
flamethrower.
up.
Straight up flamethrower.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Khan.
Wonderful.
You know what's more frightening than anything? Khan the Bloody, but Khan the Bloody with flame breath.
Yeah, there's a gif we're all thinking of the guy from Simpsons
Mhm.
going, "Ah!"
Yep,
I mean,
I'm thinking
we
it
know.
too. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
we're
it
all
too.
thinking it.
Yeah,
I
that's
was actually literally Googling it.
I had a feeling somebody was gonna do it. I'm like, yeah,
Ah.
that. I love that image. I was kind of happy for Reese. I was like, dude, Reese on the back of a fucking tiger with a flamethrower would be really fun. But you're right, Khan. I mean, it
Khan.
fits.
like, look, I have flaming arrows on the back of a tiger. I can do cold damage arrows. I could do any kind of damage arrows and touch things. That's
You're less
fine.
wanton destruction and more cool Legolas shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where she's more like
I'm going to-
walking out of a burning building with a smile on her face, like, it is done.
Yes. No,
Let me,
like I know where the chaos lies and who deserves that. This Reese is chaotic in a different way, more so in the horny way. Reese
I
is
think
Reese is fine with what they've got and the amount of elemental shit. They know Khan needs this the most, so they go over to Khan.
I
It's like,
respect that.
they go over to Khan. Hey, so I found this, and I was gonna take it, but you deserve it way more than I do. And he hands it over. You can craft
That's-
it to something if you'd like to. It doesn't matter.
Sacre bleu, this is wonderful.
I will put it to great use. And she starts pointing it at stuff and aiming. And it's one of those blunderbusses that has the wide cone at the end. It flares out. Wonderful.
This
But
is so good.
essentially, that's the only thing of real value down here, other than maybe that, well, definitely the golden crocodile statue if you took that.
We have enough platinum.
I'm taking everything this guy owns. This guy doesn't exist anymore. He literally can't even go to the afterlife. And they say forget him. It's going to us, right? We got a bag of holding, don't we?
Yep, you do.
Yeah.
And Ma'at told you that
Take
you, as
anything.
ambassador to Osirion, you get
Reclaim.
to decide what belongs in a museum and what
Why
doesn't.
let it squander down here if it's not even for a guy that gets an afterlife? Like, I think the belief is that they get this in the afterlife. He
Mhm.
doesn't get the afterlife, so let's not waste it. Waste not, want not. Let's take it all.
Perfect. Sorry.
I will take that boat out of here. I don't give a shit how like unwieldy the canoe is. I will take it on my back and climb up the chutes with this fucking canoe so I can take it with me.
Amazing. We'll say that we can just hand wave that. That's some montagey,
Thank
wonderful stuff. But yeah, you're able to clean this place out of everything, even the useless junk.
We should Reese is just like, wanna know what we should do with the useless junk, Savid?
What's that?
We should sell it off to a museum. They wouldn't know the difference.
If we
You could
do,
tell
we have
it it's something else.
That's
Lie
right.
about-
That's
lie
right.
About the origins.
We can't because he has to be forgotten. We cannot say his name.
Exactly.
So we could just say, "Oh, let's bring back Ma'at and be like Ma'at, the living pharaoh."
Yes.
Living pharaoh. That's
Oh.
no, the unliving pharaoh.
the unliving pharaoh. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Out
Yeah.
of game,
So
I'm
the
proud of that.
ultimate
I like that.
The
Yeah.
ultimate fuck you to this guy is just let's roll with it. He doesn't exist. Never will again. And that's like
He almost got away with it too.
Wasn't
If it weren't for
for
you
those
meddling Lux Et Umbra
Yeah.
freaking
and your six-legged rat too.
with your six-legged rat, your Simuli tiger,
was a close
all
call.
of your pets.
All of you are quite hurt, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I haven't gotten this hurt ever. Like 78 is the lowest Reese has ever fucking gotten, I believe.
Wow. Yeah. Adelina got down to 61, so you guys got kind of rocked during that fight, but kind of hand waving the rest of that, you're able to unload everything, get it all up to the outside of this pyramid, and I'm going to move you to a different map now. Pop you there. And as you're bringing it all out, you see that the Windseeker has landed outside of where you found the pyramid. It is sitting on the ground there, waiting for you.
Okay.
Reese feels so content right now. Like, we just raided this freaking tomb because we were told we were allowed to. This is dope.
I'm proud of us because ever since we started adventuring, it's been fate of the world this, everything's gonna die that. This was just like, we don't know what's down there, but let's go on an adventure. And we almost let out a very bad guy, but we didn't. And we got all of his shit. So it's a win.
Yeah. And we get to fuck with him even in the current present life. I'm so excited about this. I think Mahat's gonna have a great laugh too. It's gonna be a good time.
Climb aboard and just look around for everybody. I see Anyanka's over here.
You see Gunnar up at the wheel. This is the wrong image of the Windseeker, but
Yeah.
theater of the mind, you're up on the top deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna avoid Gunnar.
Yes, you are still under the effect of Triaxis today.
And go to Anyanka and I put the fucking canoe down.
Oh my! Hello there. What did you find?
Yes.
We found some stuff. And it doesn't really matter whose it was. Because that person doesn't exist. So by our powers of state, we are reclaiming this for Osirion and ourselves.
Oh, aye. We Windseekers know plenty about reclaiming things for the state.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell that Anyanka is trying to wink, but she's a skeleton and has no eyes. But she
I'm
does
like,
kind of a head move that's sort of like a lean in like this, where she would be winking if she had
We
eyes.
need to make you a gelatin. That way you can have a little gel eye that you can wink.
That'll
I'm very
be
excited
so.
about the prospect of that. I was wondering, do they come in different colors, or is they only green like Belinus?
I
I don't
think
see
you
why we
can do
can't
it.
craft a different color.
Yeah.
I'd like something a little lighter blue to reflect my winter powers.
And I think you can shape it however you like too. So if you weren't satisfied with your looks in life, I mean, you can do whatever you want to. It's like, no need for surgery. Just think it and it's real.
Oh, might put a little extra junk in the trunk then.
I love this for you so much. And Reese is like trying to get all the horny thoughts out because this is like his sister's, like one of his sister's best friends. But he's also like,
If I could do that, I would definitely not look like I do.
honestly, you have enough junk, Zavid. I would know.
What?
I was in you. I was in your body, brain. I was you at one point.
Let's not talk about this here.
and he just walks away, stomps
Oh,
off.
hey, there's a V.
Ah! Hello! I told you to give me a wide berth today, and apparently you don't like to listen.
Oh, that's right. I
I'm
totally
dragging the
forgot.
fucking canoe behind me, and I've got like a golden alligator under my. I've got Ant Hall up, so I'm just like moving it down into the cargo hold or something.
Sure. Ah, fantastic. So I think at this point you are mostly done here.
Yeah,
quite
I think it would be a good place to stop for today, just because L's not around,
Sure,
right?
sure.
Yeah,
We can do
yeah.
that. Yeah, definitely.
Short session
Uh,
today's fine with
Yeah,
me.
short session works fine for me too, especially since Eldritch isn't here. So we'll say that we'll end here at on top of the Windseeker. Next time, I think y'all are going to. Well, you can't actively seek out the giant turtle, but you need to go and get good and lost in the desert to see if it'll find you. So, thank you everyone for joining us. We hope you'll join us next week when we continue on to try and find Serenulia Arion and hopefully keep Rovaga good and hidden. Thanks so much. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.